Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Today we're going to make some red bison chili. This is a northeastern style of chili. It seems like every area of America has its own version. For my chili, I use ground bison. And we don't buy a whole lot of red meat, so I know it's expensive. Because we don't buy a lot of it, I go ahead and splurge when I'm going to make chili or something like that. You could always use lean ground beef in this recipe and it would come out really well. We have an onion, a whole bunch of spices, which we'll talk about. We have olive oil to cook off the onion. And then I use dark red kidney beans, light red kidney beans, pinto beans, black beans. And then I use hatch green chilies. These are the mild ones. There's a farmer's market near us. Every fall they do chili roasting for hatch green chilies. And I will go over there and get a bag of fire roasted hatch green chilies when I can. If you don't have that option, you can purchase hatch green chilies already canned and chopped. We've got some tomato paste here just to thicken things up a little. These are home crushed and canned tomatoes. If you don't have those, that's fine. You'll need at least one 32-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Or you could do one 32-ounce can of crushed tomatoes and then a 15-ounce can of crushed tomatoes for your chili. And then because it's my fresh tomatoes and they are canned with a little bit of lemon juice, we add a little bit of sugar to take a little of the bitter out of it. I'm going to serve the chili this evening with mulch cakes that we've made. And I'm also going to throw some jalapenos, pepperoncinis, and black olives on the top when we serve it. So let's get started on Northern Red Bison Chili. This is a very big onion, a little bit too big for the amount of bison, ground bison we're going to put in the chili. So I think I'm going to use probably 2/3 of this onion by the time I'm done. So let's go ahead and open it up. And I'll leave the rest we use for something else. Open, drain, and rinse all of your beans. I'm going to do just a drizzle of olive oil. Not much, just a little. Put that aside. I've opened my bison here. All right, we turn on the heat to medium. And I'm going to use a flat-edged spatula to break up this bison meat. What we want to do is caramelize the meat, which means cooking it past the point where it's gray and yucky, and actually cooking it to the point where it gets a little bit of browning on it. So turn this up a little bit. We're going to give that a moment to get started. Okay, I've broken that up into pretty good sized pieces here to start with. Oh yeah, get happy. Bison is a very lean meat, so that's why I add a little olive oil in the bottom of the pan. I will add a good tablespoon of salt, and that may seem like a lot, but I'm putting fresh tomatoes and beans in there. It'll need it, and it may even need more when we're done. We'll see. Turn this back a little bit. It's starting to splatter. I'm going to put the onions on top so they can start to cook. I'll mix it up in a little bit. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit here. Scrape it off the bottom. You will see, you'll see little bits of brown on the meat. That's what we were looking for. Our diced green chilies on top. Already diced up for us. Tablespoon of chili powder. Just regular chili powder. Okay. The rest of this is half a tablespoon or thereabouts, and it really doesn't have to be. It's about half. So that was smoked paprika and regular chili powder. I'm going to do half a tablespoon of onion powder in there. The chipotle, I think I'm going to back off of just a little bit. So almost half a tablespoon. That's about right. Boy, does it carry some heat. This mellows over time, and this is a brand new one. So man, it's got some heat to it. Coriander, I'm going to do a little bit less than a half a tablespoon as well. Okay. So that's just ground coriander. I'm going to mix all those in. It smells so good. Look at that. Let's put our beans in on top. Okay, lots of beans. See how beautiful that is? You see that? Going to add a little tiny bit of water on top because I'm going to add some tomato paste. My sugar, I think I'm just going to use a couple teaspoons of just a regular teaspoonful. And that's specifically because I used home canned tomatoes, which have a lot of lemon juice in them, which can make it a little bit bitter. So let's just sweeten them up a little bit. When they can them for the store, they don't really put a lot of lemon juice in it, so you wouldn't have that issue if you don't want to. You could use sugar if you want to. A couple tablespoons of tomato paste in there. Put that in. That's beautiful. I'm stirring in the middle. Just get that tomato paste incorporated a little bit without breaking up my beans too much. This will cook down some because we're going to leave it, once we get it boiling, we're going to leave it on low for a couple of hours. Add a little bit of filter water to it. Now I could have just used tomato sauce and then I wouldn't have had to add much water to it. The tomato paste makes it very thick. Other than the tomato paste, it's my home canned tomatoes in there. There we are. Once it comes up to a boil, we will cover it, turn it down on low, just let it hang out. At this point, I usually get a clean spoon. All I want is some of the liquid. And I'm going to taste and see if I'm way off on any of the spices. Cameraman can lean in and taste. Never put the same spoon back in the pot.
It's really good. Oh, it does have a kick.
It has a kick. While it starts to boil, I use my red spatula. I got a red spatula specifically so that I could make chili, Mexican food, Tex-Mex, without ruining my pretty turquoise spatulas. We have a giant pot of northern red bison chili, and now it's all mixed together. We're going to finish bringing it to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down on low and cover it. I will come and stir it occasionally, but we're going to let it cook for a couple of hours. And when that's done, we'll plate up a bowl, put our toppings on it. Oh, look at that. Put this aside. Still a little spicy. Okay. Everything has sort of cooked down together. It's become this really nice chili. So here we go. See the green chilies in there? We would like a little bit of Colby Jack cheese sprinkled on top. Spoonful of, this is Mexican crema. It's just sour cream with a little bit of salt in it. So, a little pile of sour cream. Some black olives.
Yeah, all of it.
These are tamed jalapenos, medium. Not quite as spicy as the regular pickled ones. Do you want your pepperoni on it or next to it?
On it. Right in the middle.
Right in the middle?
Yeah.
We want 2 Mulch Cakes. Would you like a little butter on them?
Absolutely.
Actually margarine, but it works. Mulch Cakes. Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.
Oregano.